Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to
Smash like.
That right there is now our advertisement. I'm just cut out the like, comment, subscribe. It's just gonna be that.
Dab on that bell.
Dab on that bell.
Welcome to HEETwave. It's the podcast where we talk about video games occasionally. I would like to introduce everyone to Brittany Saturn.
Ooh, you did me first this time.
I know,
Throw me off.
Fancy.
Jairus Mitchell.
Hi.
And, of course...
And why?
Ooh, why?
Ooh, ask me
Chris, it's the Hutch
questions.
Hutcherson.
It's the Hutch is my middle name. Don't worry now.
His parents were very strange.
It's a very strange... It's like, not only just Hutch, but it's the Hutch.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Hutch, it's the Hutch.
I know what your real middle name is. All right.
Hutchworth.
Hutchworth.
Exactly.
Hutchington.
Hutchington.
Secret no more.
Admiral Hutchington.
Admiral Hutchington.
You know, we need...
He sounds like the kind of admiral that would make like a really big mistake in the Napoleonic War, but still come out kind of okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I'd
he
have a
sounds-
really good like mustache, and
You'd
everyone
have
would
a
just
great
love
hat too.
It.
At least, okay, we're going to have to make
I
an
think it
image of
sounds-
that.
Yes.
I think it sounds like a military-themed teddy bear.
Ooh, yeah. Admiral Huggington.
Huggington.
So when...
I'm gonna be a Build-A-Bear option in my future. Is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I
Well, we
mean, you
did
got to
use-
think about merchandise when
Yeah.
you do your branding.
Yeah.
Build-A-Bear, if you're listening, and I know you are, feel free to email us at hutch@theinternet.business.
So my favorite thing is that we did actually used to call Hutch and Jugs hugs.
Yeah.
When did we do that?
We did that one day.
When I was drunk.
Yeah, probably. Well, speaking of drunk, let's go ahead and get into our first topic. Jairus, what do you got for us today?
Are you trying
So-
to say Jairus is drunk?
At the time
Whoever
of-
made this movie is.
That's totally not straight vodka.
All right, y'all. Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie, came out on February 14th.
Sure did.
2020. It has a 93 on Rotten Tomatoes from all audiences and a 54 from critics.
Okay.
Let's
Chili dogs.
have chili dogs
Chili
and
dogs.
talk about Sonic the movie.
I'm actually
Right.
really hungry now, so this is perfect.
I haven't eaten.
There's ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise for...
Here,
I don't know what
get
kind of
me-
monsters you are.
I'll get me and Hutch prepared over here.
Okay. Brittany.
So I am the weird.
What the fuck?
The chili's on the bottom.
What?
There's chili on it. It's underneath.
That's a sad amount of chili.
You're
Can we
just
zoom in
getting,
on
like,
that sad amount of chili?
Yeah, it's.
Oh, I would have been... I would have called Dr. Sheets.
Look, there we go.
I'm going to add some mustard to my chili
Yeah,
dog.
I'm going to have mustard too.
Ketchup for me.
Ketchup.
I've never had a Sheetz hot dog. I'm a little nervous
There-
about this.
It's
They're
not
okay.
great. No. I'm going to disagree. Well, the chili
I feel
specifically
like my
is really
gag
bad,
reflex
The
is
chili
already
is not gonna
triggered.
be great.
So when I arrived and went out to grab something to eat, just like as a light snack, Bryan neglected to mention to me that there was a Sonic nearby. So I could have gone to Sonic and gotten Sonic chili dogs for us to talk about
Can you open
Sonic.
this for me, please?
Yeah, I'll use.
That's
man
okay. I
hands.
made up for it by taking Brittany out for a date on Valentine's Day to Sonic to get chili dogs and then go see Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
love that it was released on Valentine's Day.
I'm
Yeah.
so happy about
That's
it. Everyone had a date in
it
Sonic.
felt like they were narrow casting to you. Yeah.
So I wore my Sonic the Hedgehog earrings to it.
And a Sonic the Hedgehog shirt too.
Yeah.
That morning, I was like, "You gonna wear your Sonic the Hedgehog shirt?" He's like, "I'm not gonna be that guy." And then we came home from work,
I was
and
totally
it
that
changed.
guy. Okay, I was like, I'm putting my Sonic the Hedgehog earrings in, put my shirt on, and I debated wearing my stupid hat.
Yeah. So I went to see the movie with the only other person I know who is as big of a Sonic fan as you. Mm-hmm. My friend Natasha up in Colorado.
Oh, sweet.
And yeah. So I am curious to hear everyone's opinion before I get into mine.
Well, The opinion I want to hear first is the person who saw it first. You saw it midnight screening before on the 13th, right?
No. Yes. Yeah. It was like 7, 6, or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
It was like a
second
Sonic
showing.
sneak peek.
You saw it before all of us, though.
Yeah. Whatever stands for the midnight showing.
Yeah.
I really liked it. For nostalgic purposes, as a standalone movie, it's fine. It's a kids movie, and it does what it needs to do for that. But like when it opened up, and I saw Echidna on screen, I was like, "Oh, okay, all right." So you're going.
I was
to get
really
there.
excited about the Echidna tribe.
Yeah.
We're getting into the Sonic-averse.
Yeah,
Sonic
it was really weird because it felt like the owl was like the only thing that was left behind from the old Sonic movie because it was more realistic than anything else. It wasn't Sonic-fied,
Yeah.
but like I was like, whatever. She's dead now.
So I really liked it too. I went into it thinking like, I don't know, it's a Sonic movie. Like it could be totally trash. We'll see. I always thought all along if they were kind of self-aware of Sonic, then it would be good. And they kind of just played with that, and they did. And yeah, like, I feel like it was a really great kids movie.
Yeah.
And I think that it was good for people who are fans of Sonic.
Yeah.
And it was also good for people like me who are not that big of fans. Like, you know, like I don't know any Sonic lore or anything like that, but I still really enjoyed the movie too.
Brian, as our Sonic lore expert, how did it hold up in comparison to the lore?
So obviously it's its own thing.
Yeah.
It's its own beginning. It's
Do you
its
think
own origin
Do you think
story.
they made the right choice in approaching it from that way and eschewing a lot of the canon?
I'm pretty sure that was the best way for them to make a movie.
Okay.
Because the majority of people that went to go see this movie either have never played a Sonic game or don't know what the hell
Have
Sonic
never
is.
been to DeviantArt.
Yes. So they needed like its own origin story. Also, there's like 6 of them in Sonic lore anyways.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like Sonic lore is cool, but whatever. And 2 out of 6 are cool.
Were you sad that they didn't have the Chaos Gemworlds?
So I'm hoping that they'll do a sequel with added additional characters, and maybe they'll do like the Chaos Emeralds.
I think that they will, because when you look at that map, when he's trying to figure out which planet to go to next, there was a big Master Emerald on there.
Really, well, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I felt like it was Easter egg heavy.
Yes.
And like,
Yeah, definitely.
if you're watching this video, you're aware that there were gonna be spoilies. I personally, I had a really good time with it, and I know I'm a grump and don't give a shit about Sonic, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And it was delightful for a video game movie to remember that it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed that it wasn't trying. 'Cause a lot of like the 3D Sonic games, they get really edgy.
Yeah.
And they
With
try,
the guns and the motorcycles and shadow.
they try to be like
A serious
too
story.
edgy for like teens.
They
or
drank a
something.
lot of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, and I appreciate that they didn't do that with this movie.
Yeah.
I would like to see like if they decide to bring like Shadow or somebody in. Like it would be really funny to see Shadow and they make him edgy and then everyone else is not, and they kind of are like, what the fuck
is this
What
guy
is this
talking
guy?
about?
I feel like they would do that.
Maybe like a third one.
We'll
or
save the
something.
ultimate life
Kind
form
of-
for the third one. Yeah.
Kind of like in Enter the Spider-Verse, the Nick Cage Spider-Man, the Spider-Man noir, who's just in an entirely different movie.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
So the fact the movie ends with Tails coming out of a ring and looking for Sonic, but the best thing they ever did about the whole thing was the casting for Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That was the number one best
really
thing
cool.
that salvaged this whole film. Not because he did a great, amazing performance. He did a Jim Carrey performance.
Right. And that's what Dr. Eggman needs.
Yeah.
Because he's a weird character.
Yeah.
And Sonic played off him so well because it made him not just like wild and goofy and whatnot. There was some actual like, oh wow, this guy wants to turn Sonic into goo and study him.
Yeah.
It made him like, oh, Sonic's actually trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
And there was like a couple of good sentimental moments because of that.
And I think it
Surprisingly
has to be
sentimental.
hard for an actor to play to somebody in a green suit or holding a tennis ball rod, which is how that shit gets made. Like, and Andy Serkis wasn't involved with this, and so they were literally like probably just holding a tennis ball. I think there was somebody, like maybe a small child, standing on set.
They had a 4 foot tall Sonic statue action figure that they moved around. I'm not kidding.
So that's awesome.
So it's fucking. You need a special kind of actor who can play against that. And Jim Carrey is the perfect choice for it because he doesn't give a shit if he's talking to anyone. He's just doing Jim Carrey.
And Cyclops as well.
Yeah. And James Marsden is a phenomenal actor, and I was really amused by this thing that he did.
I think James Marsden was a great first movie character.
Yeah.
That being said, I can see him being in the first 5 to 15 minutes of the second movie, and we never see him again.
Yeah.
He gets killed off. Yeah.
Well,
He gets killed off.
Poochie died on his way back to his planet. The thing that kind of stuck with me, though, is that it is not formulaic. So it had a lot of formulas and patterns associated with other movies, but really they made Sonic, Act 1 of Sonic is a buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
Act 1 and 3 is a buddy cop movie. And then there's a road trip,
bucket list
thing. Kind of thing.
Bar fight
in the middle. And it is fucking wild that this movie got made, because if you look at it on paper, you're like, what the...
Yeah.
No one's going to give a shit, and you can't squeeze a movie out of all of these pieces. But somehow they fucking did.
Well, I think what really changed it was when they put out the movie that nobody gave a shit about.
Yeah.
And then they realized, a lot of people give a shit.
Yeah.
And then they hired a couple of people, and they rewrote some lines, and they just did just enough tweaks to not just make it an okay film. They made it a good film.
Yeah.
Not a great film, not a masterpiece, a fun kids film.
I don't think it's going to win any awards, but I super enjoyed it.
But it's a thing you might put on when you're crafting and chuckle at.
Yeah.
So my favorite thing about it, though, were just the tiny little tidbits for the older audience that did grow up with
Or
Sonic.
for the meme audience.
Yeah.
There was some meme shit.
So the Sonic,
Yes.
the crazy old guy,
That was my favorite part.
Yeah, that was amazing.
So
I got very thrilled when I saw that.
I got super
So
excited.
here's the worst thing. I was asleep during that scene.
Oh.
So my medication kicked in
Fell
right before.
asleep on Valentine's Day.
Did.
I was so mad. So
Look, you saw that and you looked over.
The day that I was like, okay, this year I'm going to take you out for Valentine's Day. We're going to go to Sonic. We're going to get stupid chili dogs. We're going to watch guys come in and out of Harris Teeter last minute buying their girlfriends or whatever, flowers and balloons. We're going to go to the theater. We're going to watch Sonic, and it's going to be great. Well, he took his medication right before we went in, and there's one pill that makes him super sleepy. He takes it at bedtime. Well, this dum-dum took it before the movie. So when Sonic came across the screen, I was like, whoa. I whipped my head over to look at him, and he's like... and I'm like, are you sleeping right now? We're here for you.
Your entire life has prepared you for this moment.
And then he snapped awake, and I could see every now and then he would kind of snap again. But yeah, you did stay awake after the whole movie.
There was a couple moments right before that
you
where I was
missed
just
the Sonic picture.
yeah, I was pretty sad.
But I
about
just
that.
assumed that you'd probably go watch it again in theaters.
I'm going to see it again. I'm going to buy that Blu-ray.
Yeah.
You're going to buy it on every platform.
So,
Can I get this on the Genesis, please?
there are. I already know what they're
that would
calling
be
it.
That would be a good
That'd be a
release.
good little cash
I like the Game Gear, so I can take it anywhere.
There you go. They are calling it the Blue Blu-ray.
Wow.
Blue blur.
You're going to have to leave. I'm sorry.
Did Brian have a stroke in the middle of making that joke? Well, my and Brian, you might be in a similar position or of a similar opinion. My friend who's a big Sonic fan, when she walked out, she was just like, because like there's been a lot of bad Sonic shit.
Yes.
The Sonic fandom has been done dirty in a couple of different ways, and she was super jazzed to see that it was, as dumb as this is going to sound, that Sonic was treated with respect.
No, I agree, and I think that I think we both feel the same way about this. That it was the little tidbits and the like little homages to the obvious older audience that cared enough about it. For example, John Baptiste's cover of Green Hill Zone at the end was perfect.
Just
Yeah.
crying.
I was tearing up to fucking Green Hill Zone.
So I feel like a lot of Sonic fans have stuck with Sonic through thick and thin.
Yeah.
And they deserve to have something good
Yeah.
thrown their way. And I would say this is probably one of the best video game movies I've seen. And now that's not to say there's some video game movies out there that are so bad they're good. This one is just genuinely good.
So that was the
So-
thing. The last few video game movies have been phenomenal, in my opinion. Better than expected, and very financially successful.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, each one keeps becoming the best video game movie of all time.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, great. Yes, Sonic was, and it beat Detective Pikachu. Granted, I was surprised by that. But I'm glad that it did its thing. I'm glad it's successful. I'm glad it's overall liked.
Yeah.
And as a Sonic fan who is glad that there's not one more thing to add to the pile of bullshit that I'm ashamed to be a fan of, yes, I'm ecstatic that I
So
don't have to add
you're
this to
glad
Sonic 06.
that because when
I was going to like it no matter what.
Because when I
Yeah.
saw like what ended up being Robotnik's ship, I thought it was a pod, and I sincerely thought Shadow was going to be in it, or Metal Sonic,
Yeah.
Like
something weird.
Robosonic. What's his name?
They're all count. There's Mecha Sonic, Metal Sonic, and Silver Sonic. Silver's the
Oh
one
yeah,
in
some
Sonic
I
Sonic
think you're thinking of the Silver Surfer, the Herald of Galactus.
No, Silver Surfer is coming in when the Sonic Marvel crossover happens.
Oh, because if we have a Sonic cinematic universe, Disney's going to buy whatever company
Paramount
owns it,
is going to sell it.
and then
'cause
just like,
they've already sold them the Hulk. Why not Sonic too?
yeah.
This is totally a start of the Sega Cinematic Universe. You see that opening
I just
title
want-
card with Sega and all those games coming
Yes,
in,
I
making
was-
the
That was really cool.
collage.
So-
I just want Altered
really cool.
Beast as a super homoerotic homage to Conan the Barbarian.
If that was on like Netflix, I'd watch the shit. out of it.
Yeah.
So
Well, I wonder if Sega will do more movies now that this was very successful for them. I wonder.
Did the I hope so, especially since the logo that they used for the movie, like I imagine you had some feelings.
I leaned over to Brittany. I was like, "Did you see Sama de Amiga?"
I actually did. Yeah. And I was like, "Oh shit, Brian's going to lose his mind."
So I saw Sama de Amiga. I saw Space Channel 5. I saw Shenmue and Yakuza.
Skies of Arcadia.
Holy shit, Skies of Arcadia is on
Yes.
there? Wow, that's a deep cut.
Yeah.
But the like Sega,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"Woo,
Yeah.
okay."
Yeah, that
was
is so
cool.
good.
Yeah.
I thought the ending credits were really cool too. All the little
Yeah,
art.
they
That
did
was-
a great job.
they did a
Even
really
the
good
rap
job.
song with the mumble rappers was pretty decent.
Yeah.
And I'm not a mumble rap
But
fan.
I loved the like 8-bit version. Or I don't know if it was 8-bit, but like 16-bit
16-bit, yeah,
or whatever.
16-bit.
16-bit version
Pixel art.
of the like whole movie basically played out in the
Yeah.
credits. That was really cool.
the
I
music
really
video
enjoyed that.
kind of spoiled that a little bit for me because it was basically that, but
Yeah,
it was still
okay.
great. I still love seeing
Well,
it.
they had a lot of other details in the credits version that they didn't
That's
put
true.
into it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So I knew about Tails before we went in.
Oh,
I
no.
had seen like a headline or whatever,
Got
but
it spoiled.
I wasn't too upset about it. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. It'll be Tails at the end. And I thought Brian knew. And then when Tails popped up, he like lost his fucking mind. And I was like, okay, awesome.
I was so hyped. I
I was
went
so
oh
excited.
shit.
yeah. That was really
Like,
cool.
of course,
though.
I saw it come in. Like,
I was
a
hoping
a couple moments
like we saw
beforehand.
Ken. I was like, sure, you're going to put Tails in, right?
Yeah.
Like at the very end.
Yeah.
Tails was what got me super excited for a sequel
Hmm.
because there was Mushroom Hill Zone, and then the Robotnik with the Master Emerald. I was just like, we're getting the Sonic 3 story. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the best old school
Well,
Sonic
I
story.
hope Knuckles has a hat and an Australian accent.
Yes!
Or I'm going to be really disappointed in the sequel.
Absolutely. They did that finally for Sonic Sonic Boom. They gave him a hat and he spoke in an Australian accent for an episode.
That's great.
And it was perfect.
Oh man,
I can't. You guys have got to watch the
is
Sonic
the best
anime.
animated Sonic.
Anime.
I don't know if I have to.
One of my favorite things from the movie is actually the second mid-credit thing.
Oh yeah.
And it's actually what made me super excited for potential sequels. Because it like opens and it's Dr. Robotnik shaving his head, but he's shaving his head the way that Riddick from Pitch Black was shaving his head.
Yes.
And I'm so excited for whatever weird fucking energy Jim Carrey brings of like trying to channel Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Like there's something beautiful there.
Speaking
There's-
of Vin Diesel, we
speaking
have
of
to
Vin
talk
Diesel.
about Fast and Furious through that entire movie.
And how I am convinced that the government is listening to us through our microphones because of all the Olive Garden and Fast and Furious.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Like, what?
Between that and Zillow, it's like
I'm like, oh man, that
Brian,
was amazing.
If you think about it, Fast and the Furious is a live-action Sonic movie.
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
everyone's gotta go fast.
Well, they just had so many references, and they talked about Fast and Furious like 3 times in the film.
Yeah.
They were like, they were just like referencing like weird ass shit about family. I was just like,
It's the Rock president.
Also, Olive Garden. Yeah.
the Olive Garden bit at the end
I love
was
the
just the icing on
$50
the cake.
Olive Garden gift card for saving like the planet or whatever.
Thanks for your service. Here's endless salad and
Yeah.
stupid
And the
breadsticks.
guy who was like giving to them was so excited for the endless possible.
It was
He was
delightful.
excited for them.
Yeah. No, I like it isn't often that I look at a movie and I go, some writers had a really good time making this.
Like the writers were all up in our Twitter. So
I think everybody involved had a good time.
So we got really lucky because Tyson Heath got involved with the animation part of it.
Who was Tyson Heath?
Tyson Heath is Sonic fans' favorite like ownership of Sonic media. What he recently did the Sonic Mania Adventures, which is a bunch of hand-drawn little cartoons that are like very Looney Tunes but very Sonic too.
Okay.
He did the an intro video to Sonic Mania the game, which is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And he also got started making Sonic memes on the internet and then got picked up by Archie Comics to make Sonic comic books.
Oh, wow.
So
Nice.
So basically, he's had your dream life.
yeah, he got hired to do the Sonic redesign.
Oh.
And he worked... Oh, we're pretty much done. But
done.
I've got something else to add.
Okay, go ahead.
So I really liked how they catered to older fans by calling Robotnik.
Yes.
But then they were able to bring in the Eggman nickname because Sonic's
Cuckoo
always
Cuckoo.
giving like people in their town nicknames. Donut Lord.
Yeah. And he looked like an egg in that little pod ship he was in. So
yeah, that was cool.
it was good. It was an American way to get there.
Yeah. it was also like a solid way to do that thing that explains the universe with in a non-heavy,
Awkward way.
awkward way.
Yeah.
It's like compare that scene to the scene in Han Solo where Han Solo
Yeah, Han
gets
Solo.
no family solo.
That's so
That's
forced.
that's the difference. That's good execution versus bad
I
execution.
haven't seen it, but now I can't wait to see how terrible that's going to be.
I like the Han Solo film. I know me and you
I don't
disagree on
remember
this,
that part of Han Solo.
but it's so fucking weird.
Well, you have to have a backstory about how you get a name. It
don't
can't
think
just
you
be a
do.
name.
I don't think so. Well, I am glad. I will say that I'm glad that everyone went and saw this movie after everyone bitched about it and wanted the
Supported it.
Yes.
redesign. I'm glad that they went and supported it.
Me
It's,
too.
it's made good
That
money.
shit is hard work. So.
I haven't. I didn't look up how much money it's made and how much money it cost. Brian, put that here.
okay,
Wow, that's good.
that did
really
really
amazing.
well.
Wow, that's a lot
Wow.
of money.
I can't wait for the
or
sequel.
maybe not enough.
Or-
but I think it did well. So yeah,
Let's find out next time.
on Dragon Ball Sonic.
You got the social medias, we got the social medias. You got the Facebooks, we got the Facebooks. You got the Twitters, we got the Tweeters. We got the Instagrams, we don't really use that one too much, but you know, we're on there too. If there's something else, we probably got it. You can find them all in the description at the bottom.
Hey everybody, I want to talk about the end of the world. Before I ask the question I want to ask everyone, I want to go into a little bit of little bit of background
Are
here.
you going to explain what the world is?
Yes. So, have you guys ever heard of I think it's called the World One computer program? You ever heard of that?
I think you've told me about it.
Sounds
Developed.
familiar.
It was developed in 1973.
Ooh.
By like MIT and several. It was called the Club of Rome, and it's just like various
Sounds like some nerds.
yeah, it's like just various like United Nations people and just like thinkers and bullshit like that. Basically, what this program does is it predicts our current population level, the current level of industry, and current pollution levels, and it kind of just like puts it all into a really cool graph to show us like what will happen if we continue at the same level we're on.
Oh.
Well, in 1973 they developed this program, and it showed that if we continued at the levels we were at, I guess then, that by the year 2040 our population is gonna decline.
That was 2050.
It's between 2040 and 2050. It's
Okay.
2040 now. Like, I
Okay.
think it used to be 2050, but now they're like, it's 2040 now.
Okay.
We did not
accelerated.
So
continue at
basically-
the same levels.
Yeah, basically what this program is saying is that by 2040, the world is going to, like, collapse on itself, basically. Like, human population is going to, like, decline. We're all going to die, basically. And we should start seeing those first problems in 2020. So,
Hey.
Perfect.
yay, that's this year. So, my question for everyone is, what are you doing to prepare yourself for the apocalypse?
Well, I'm like reading my BJ's membership tomorrow and buy a lot of toilet paper and paper towels.
You imagine that you need a lot of toilet paper and paper towels for the end of
I
the
mean,
world?
you haven't seen the news? Japan, no, you can't find toilet paper on the shelves
Really?
at all. Yeah.
Are they making their own masks?
Well, they also
Oh, I don't
don't
know.
use toilet paper a lot. It's mainly butthole spraying.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Gotta wipe that
Well,
the
not-
air
not-
Well, the
dry.
reason
not,
I
not
ask
every
is
toilet has a
Because
bidet, but
at,
yeah.
at work, we were concerned back in January because everyone was sick, and we tried to buy masks, just surgical masks to wear at work. And because that was when the coronavirus had first started, we could not get masks anywhere. Like, all of the stores were sold out. Everywhere online was sold out
And you can't buy cheap Chinese masks
because
because they come with the coronavirus.
yeah, they
That's
come
not
with
true.
it.
That's not true.
But there is a lot of factories getting like shut down and
Yeah.
halted in China right now because of the virus. So-
Actually, the space station recently did a report on how much the pollution has gone down just because all the factories are closed
Wow.
in China.
yeah.
Like significant
That's
levels
nuts. Yeah.
within 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So it seems also funny that like I bring up this MIT thing and that they're saying that we'll first start seeing these side effects like in 2020, and you always got to wonder like, oh, is this going to be the same as like the swine flu and the bird flu? Like we lived through those things. It was just a new disease.
Right.
Is this?
And this is still like
just-
technically
just-
another flu.
Yeah, it's just another flu-like thing, but I guess because we don't know much about it, it's spreading so quickly.
Yeah.
Well,
There's
so-
some
Well,
cause
the,
for
Yeah.
the
concern.
survival rate with the coronavirus for people in their 30s is like 99.9%.
Yeah, it seems like it would mostly affect like young
The olds.
young people, old people,
Yeah.
and people with like compromised immune systems. So
Yay! So as a person with a compromised immune system, I am a little concerned about it, but also gonna practice good hygiene. And when everyone at the office gets sick, I'm gonna work from home.
Mhm. Well, this turned a little bit more serious than
Yeah.
I wanted. I think. Going back, like imagine that it's like
Hey, Brittany,
imagine
thanks
that
for
it's,
letting us know we're all going to die in 20 years.
Well, we could all die tomorrow.
I
It's
mean,
fine.
like I'm just saying that
We're all
like
just meat sacks
I
that are
don't-
eventually gonna die.
I don't want to be like on the verge of conspiracy theories, even though like
That's your 40.
that's my forte. But if this is true, 2040, we will most likely all be alive in 2040.
Yeah.
That's just 20 years from now. So, like, I imagine, so let's just say, like, it's The Walking Dead, but without zombies, just like, you have to, like, scavenge for shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what are some skills that you would like to learn or that you have that you think would help you in the apocalypse?
I think I'm pretty good at talkie-talkie.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I make my money on the internet. So if that happens, I am fucked monetarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe just be big and strong. But if
We should go to that bar downtown that you throw axes at.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
So we can practice like our axe throwing
Right.
skills. So we're gonna have to hunt for food.
But like, not to get sad, but if the apocalypse happens and certain infrastructure things break down, I'm probably dead in 2 years.
Yeah, you think so?
Well, yeah, because of
my
his
autoimmune
Yeah.
disease.
You
So
gotta start like stocking up on that stuff now, man.
It costs $40,000 a treatment.
Well, we wanted to do more crimes this year.
Oh, yeah.
So how
I
about we
should-
break it?
I should check the shelf life on it and just like start stockpiling it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, there's all those medications have expiration dates,
Yeah.
but not really.
I did
The effectiveness goes down. That's all right.
years
Still work.
ago for a job. I went down a weird rabbit hole on like doomsday preppers. And I think the important thing, like, okay, we're gonna want seeds, we're gonna want weapons, and we're gonna want like generators and other systems. So we're gonna want a lot of spare appliance parts. And enough of an understanding to replace and repair those. But a big thing that I have with the apocalypse is like, cool, you survived the apocalypse, now what?
Now this is the life worth living.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
That's true.
I don't have to worry about taxes or bills or alarm clocks.
So you'd go full raider.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think we would make a good raider squad.
Yeah.
You and I,
So-
like Bryan and Hutch.
I'll tell you something I'm doing
I've
to
got
prepare
plans,
this
but
year.
you go ahead.
2020, I'm getting
Krav Maga.
I'm getting LASIK.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm thinking, if I lose these glasses or lose my contacts, I have terrible vision.
Yeah.
I will not survive without it. I need that LASIK.
Yeah.
So I'm getting LASIK this year. And when they
Not
ask
bad
me, like, I don't think they'll ask me, like, why I'm getting it. But if they do, I'm going to be like, for the apocalypse.
Yeah. I think that's reasonable. I think one of the safest long-term investments is in better health.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like we're all trying to get healthier. We're
Yeah.
all trying to get our bodies in better shape so that we can survive longer in the post-apocalyptic wasteland.
Yep.
Then we just need to talk about growing our skill set. So
So I already know how to skin and like dress rabbit, and I could probably do a deer because it's just like a rabbit but on a bigger scale.
Brittany's going to be the only reason why we survive.
I know.
Yeah.
Boy,
I'm going to stick with you.
Okay.
You seem like you know what you're doing.
C has thought about this a lot, guys. This is
Well,
not the first time
so
I've
the
heard
other,
about
like,
all of this.
I grew up in the country, so like we had a lot of self-sufficiency up there. A lot of times like we would hunt for food. We grew our own garden, so I know
Yeah.
a lot about growing food too.
I know a little bit about growing food.
Yeah, and
Um,
I know quite a bit about just like flora and fauna in the woods. Like
Yeah.
I know what you can and can't eat, at least here in North Carolina. Like I know a lot about the bullshit here, but we'll see. Like
Yeah.
part of that population decline is due to like pollution.
Yeah.
So it also makes me wonder, like, how will it change our environment? Like, I've already seen it's so much hotter here than it used to be when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We've only gotten one snow this year, and
It feels like Florida
winter
in
is
this
over.
area
Yeah, it
now.
feels like
because
Florida
I'm
now.
from Florida, and now up here feels like Florida, and it wasn't when I first got here 20 some years
So I'm
ago.
like, now we can grow citrus trees.
Yeah.
Make a little greenhouse, grow
Yeah.
some citrus trees.
So
So I think we need to buy a compound
Mm-hmm.
or a house
Mhm.
with solar panels. I think we need a couple of acres out back.
Yeah.
My friends up in Colorado have solar power and chickens in their backyard.
Mhm.
So I like the idea of getting chickens because they're like super low maintenance, consistent source of food, and they're fucking adorable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
Um,
after 3 years, when the hens stop laying, then you can eat them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to build a modern castle.
Mm.
I've already thought about this. When Brittany and I lived with her parents up in the mountains,
Yeah.
I was just like, the top of this hill would be a perfect spot for like a castle. So I did some research on that, on like a castle.
Castlery.
castle.
And there are companies that make modern like castles. It's basically a modern house, but with like the outward appearance of like all these stone architecture castle stuff. But you can make it in such a way to where you still have like electricity and whatnot flowing through and going and having proper insulation. But what's really nice about that is we could do a combination of your solar panels. What I would want to do is also buy several, and I mean several, double digits of the Tesla battery packs.
Yeah.
Because if one breaks down, you just pop another one on and try and repair the other one, so you're not fucking lingering.
Well, and if you have a large house, you can put more solar arrays on it. And you can bring more.
I'd want my own.
Store more
I'd want my own water tower.
Yeah.
And my own well system. Both.
Yeah, I would say another
redundancy.
thing to be
Redundant systems.
Another like we're already having issues where people don't have clean drinking water. Now, so like I think having a proper way to like clean your drinking water is very important.
Yeah. It's like camping. You want to take care of the basics first. You need to have food, you need to have water, and you need to have a place to exist safely.
The places to safely exist. One of my other goals, and this was just the dumbest idea ever, but I kind of love it. I was thinking, wow, it'd be really hard to drive up this mountain during the winter to get groceries and whatnot. What if I'm stuck in a house? Well, what if you just build a really, really deep basement and have like an elevator shaft to that basement? So now you're at the bottom of the hill or mountain and you can just drive out into the main road. But now I'm thinking, what if I have like
total bat cave?
Total bat cave. What if we also just use that as like a safety area for when people show up to try and get all of our assets?
Yeah.
So we could like technically find a way to save the most valuable part, your life, and move forward. So I've thought about that too as well. Also,
have you ever seen the houses that they're building in old missile silos?
Yes, yes, it's very similar to that. That honestly, that would be the easiest solution. My solution was just like grandiose thinking.
Let's drill down.
I like the idea of like tiny houses. Because they're portable, they can be relatively off the grid.
Old trailer park Hutch over here.
Yeah. So I mean, I like the idea. You get your solar situation set up. And
you're not stuck in a single environment.
So you would think that you'd be more of a nomad situation, like you were trying to travel around.
I think nomad might be a good way to go. There was a zombie survival competition, and they were like it was a bunch of people who were trying to figure out like the best setups. And one of the ones that I saw was essentially like 4 barges connected together, and that like, so you're on the water, you don't have to like go to land and deal with the zombies unless you have to. It had like solar arrays,
I like this is like
farming stuff. Well, and that's, I mean, I think Waterworld might not be a bad way to go about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have more water.
I do like the idea of being nomadic, because I'm more Mad Max than Waterworld. So then we just need to get 4 Tesla Cybertrucks with machine guns mounted on the top of them.
Oh, now I want this to happen.
And also like some solar panels to recharge them.
Hell yeah.
Okay, now I'm excited.
Totally down for that, yeah.
I'd like to learn some like basic first aid too, like being able to stitch up like wounds and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I think I could.
Well, I think everyone needs to have those basic skills, but you also need to get like you're a doctor, you want to survive, right? Okay, come here.
Yeah. I think that's part of the thing is we need to grow our connections. We need to figure out who our team is going to be.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, start building your team now. It's 2020.
So
out of time.
So like you don't want it to be middle school dodgeball out there.
So do you think the good strategy is to build like a community of people, kind of like, rather than just kind of huffing it like a small like group?
A commune.
Like, so part of the joke of like, cool, you survived the apocalypse, now what?
Yeah.
Like you need to rebuild.
Yeah.
You need to create a functioning society. And try to move forward.
So the thing that worries me about that would be like is it I Am Legend? No, that's not what I'm thinking of. What's
Fallout.
the one? What's the one where it has Denzel Washington? He's blind and he's trying to get a
Book of Eli.
Book of Eli. That's that situation. The people that worry me are the little bit of civilization there that are run by evil men or evil people in general.
We already have that.
Oh yeah, we already had that. We had that on a massive scale,
right.
But like I despite what he says, I don't think Trump could go out and murder someone in Times Square and get away with it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be very close to it.
I think there are a lot of people who would say he was acting in self-defense.
Yeah. But, all right, I'm going to give this one another 5.
But in the apocalypse, murder is legal. So.
Yeah, so
Right.
it's one of those things.
Now
like,
you could kill those evil men.
yeah, well, I mean,
Thus
there's.
becoming the evil man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
Vicious cycles.
it's a vicious cycle. I am really excited about the idea of just like the nomadic stuff. That excites me. Don't put me on a barge at all. But I'll do it for survival, but I'm not going to be happy about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do honestly, I think there should be like lots of home spots that you can just dig in, and for like a winter or something, you're set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because if things go to shit, that means heavy winters are going to come back pretty quickly within like 10 years because industry is going to go down to the point that it doesn't exist, which means pollution is going to go down to the point that's not a problem. The earth's going to fix itself pretty quickly. And guess what? It's going to get fucking cold again really fucking quickly.
Yeah.
The Earth's going to be fine.
Yeah, the
Mankind
Earth's
will
fine.
just be fucked.
Yeah. Like, I'm not worried about Earth as much as I am worrying about being able to live there.
Well, I'm sorry that this got so dramatic and serious. I meant it to be a light, fun conversation, but maybe I shouldn't have led with the MIT
This
computer.
is all your fault.
But yeah, look it up if you're curious. It's called World War One, I believe.
So Brittany has talked to me about this
World
subject
One.
on several times and tried to get me to engage with her. And this was her way to do it.
You just won't engage with me. You just stares at the wall.
I'm just like, great, Brittany.
So this isn't related to the minutes to midnight.
No, that's
That's
the
another
Nuclear
thing.
Commission.
Okay,
I don't know what that
Nuclear.
is, but
gotcha.
that'll be for another topic, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I can't find it in my quick little research. I had heard though that this computer had predicted other like slight declines in population
Cyber Nostradamus.
throughout the years, and we've already passed those years, and they all have been correct. So that's the other issue. Everyone's like, oh fuck. So like it's
I bet there's a lot of overlap between that and the we live in a simulation people.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
There's quite a few.
Also, I read another website that said, I think it was Isaac Newton, who said that he thought the world would end by 2060, and he did some like little nerdy math shit and was like, I think the world's going to end by 2060. So
That one I was
That's
definitely...
that's selection bias.
yeah.
so?
He probably
Yeah.
wore a calculator watch. I don't trust him.
To be... he did invent calculus, but...
fucking nerd.
he did it on a dare, too.
But you can't invent math.
No, he was like trying to solve a problem, and to solve the problem, he invented calculus. And it was just like a bar dare. It's okay. People just honestly said it to make him go away because no one liked him. I'm not kidding. He was pretty much a pariah of his time.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've heard
according
that.
to this article on the openculture.com, which is not secure,
Don't
their first line is, in 1704, Isaac Newton predicted the end of the world sometime around the year 2060 using a strange series of mathematical calculations. So,
Whatever.
if you believe that website, I guess.
That website.
That website.
That didn't even pay for a TLS cert.
Well, whatever. Anyway, good times.
Good
All right,
times.
cool. We'll see you.
Yeah, see you guys next time.
See you in the
Maybe.
apocalypse.
Unless the apocalypse happens, then bye.
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 Will we still post HEETwave after?
Yes, we'll
Okay.
be the one human signal.
Just people actually show up in the audience.
We'll all have ham radios. We'll do it live.
Okay, cool.
We're like, you're out there. What did you think about the Sonic movie? We're still talking about like video game topics.
Yeah,
like nothing is.
Hey guys, remember when we had electricity? That was great.
Hey, guess what?
We're all just a bunch of crazy people in a room with like no electricity. Like we're broadcasting live.
Everything's retro video games now.
Can I have like a survival tip corner?
Yes, of
Or
course.
I say like in the event of a fallout, don't use conditioner because it'll make the radioactivity shit stick to your hair particles. Like don't use conditioner. That's a thing. I read that.
I think you should have a survival tip corner.
Just from here on out.
If you like this broadcast, like and subscribe.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe.
Smash that like button, which is Derek's face.
Want to see us perform live? Use that big brand of yours and follow us on Twitch. We do things live there sometimes.
Hey guys, so I want to talk about one of my favorite parts of growing up with video games. That is the video game magazine, and it's kind of crazy that Bryan and Brittany brought this out. Game Players. This was actually my favorite magazine growing up. And so
Show the back of that one. Is that the one with the shack on it?
Oh
No, that one's got Shaq.
War.
No, this one.
Does that have Shaq on it?
That's
Yeah,
NBA
that's
Jam. So my favorite thing is Jairus got these magazines for me and Brittany for Christmas last year, I think.
I believe
It
so.
was a couple years ago.
And mine is got both Sonic the Hedgehog and Speed Racer on it, which are two of my favorite things of all time. And of course, Brittany has one that is a DK64 Donkey Kong reference.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, I just looked at the insert on this one, and this has...
wow, National Council,
I super love all the advertisements.
the
in it.
drug warning.
This is a digital pictures ad for Corpse Killer, Slam City with Scottie Pippen, and
Here, I got you.
anyway, FMV video games for the Sega CD. Holy shit. I'm like really geeking out right now.
That's like your favorite stuff.
Yeah.
I should bring this to work and show Josh. He would lose his nuts.
The only thing I can say, I never read video game magazines when I was a kid. Didn't even know they existed. But we do have a bunch of these in the bathroom at work, and I read them when I poop.
I've read the Legend of Zelda one quite a few
me
times
too,
now.
so-
The Ocarina of Time one.
So we have like a set of bathrooms that's supposed to be for everybody, but they always get clogged because the plumber who built the building was, I don't know, terrible. So we have a second set of bathrooms that are supposed to just be the owners of the company's bathrooms.
It's
But
the special poop town.
I go and poop over there because they don't get clogged as easily. but our big boss has like a bunch of magazines in the bathroom, so I read them and poop.
I found a review
Shaq Fu.
for Shaq Fu. The guy is 77%.
Look, show the picture of Shaq though. Like,
Look at this man.
I have to zoom in on these.
yeah, I've got so much editing to do.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Sorry, this turned into Hutch Reads a magazine.
Zoom in on this quadrant.
So,
Go ahead.
I have a lot of experiences with video game magazines. I have actually collected every U.S. official Dreamcast magazine and all the demo discs. I've kept them in pristine condition.
Pristine.
There's only like 12. There's 13 issues, so it wasn't.
You weren't allowed to open them.
I did open them up, rebought them again.
I was gonna say he probably has double copies or something. Like
did.
one for display, one for reading.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
like you and your Donkey Kongs.
Holy shit.
Strategy guy.
There are ads in the back of this for used game businesses. Video Game Network. We pay more for your used games. Wow. Let's see. Prices. Gizmos, gadgets, and games. Gizmos got it all.
That's a weird looking hedgehog.
Yeah.
It's like a knockoff Sonic.
He's
Yeah,
got glasses.
Yeah, yeah.
I hate it. It looks like, you guys remember the Burger King Big Kids meal or whatever, and it had like some fucking nerd kid with like skateboard pads on, and he had like the square
goggles?
glasses or
Yeah.
whatever. It was like a
The big-
visor that goes across his face.
They were
That's
the
what that
big
hedgehog
kids, yeah.
That's what the hedgehog looks
I
like.
think his name was like Wheels or something, which is fucking wild.
That was
'Cause he was in a
disabled
wheelchair.
kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, this kid wasn't in a wheelchair.
There's several of them, but yeah,
I think
the
there
one
was.
you're talking about is a blonde
There was
one.
a kid in a wheelchair, but he wasn't the leader. The leader was a blonde kid, of course.
They grew up to be the Backstreet
So
Boys.
what was? I mean, I know you didn't read many as a growing up.
I didn't read
but,
any. I didn't know they existed.
But okay, well, I
These
guess
are
for the
literally
rest
the
of
first
us,
ones I've ever seen or looked at.
That blows my mind a little bit too. Wow.
well, what was your favorite video game magazine, Hutch?
This one.
No Game Players?
Game Players, yeah.
So of course, I mine's more like the regular, more like common one that was around here was Electronic Gaming Monthly.
I did get that a bit too.
I got a lot of that one. EGM, actually, EGM issue November of 1997 or 98. I'm not sure. It was really important to me because it was the Sonic Adventure one with the green background that introduced and announced Sonic Adventure to the world.
Oh.
And that was when I got back into video games because like I had a Sega Genesis still. I didn't even play like PlayStation beyond going to my friend's house, and I've never even played an N64 at that time. I was just like, whatever, video games. I like girls now because I was also a teenager.
Yeah, priority shift.
But when I saw this cover, I was just like, oh shit, they're making a 3D Sonic. I need to get this. Whatever it's on, I need to get it. I learned after that that about the whole like Japanese consoles come out before American ones. I pre-ordered a Japanese console accidentally. But yeah, so I just got really excited about that one. I read it over and over and over again.
Yeah. So what? I'll go back to game players here. So what they kind of did, so they kind of rebranded themselves a bit into ultra game players.
Okay.
So that gave them an excuse to.
They leveled up.
Yeah. They started including a CD-ROM in it, and so it would put in your computer, and it would have a bunch of like movies for trailers, and sometimes they have like some fun little skit staff videos and stuff.
That's cool.
But it was really neat. And
the beginning of fake YouTube videos for like reviewers reviewing games.
But yeah, like all that stuff kind of like really like, cause you know, it's a new like media like venture. So it's like it really excited me, but also this was how they distributed Christmas nights through one of the
That's
magazines.
right.
It might have been through Game Players.
I would feel like it's either was Game Players, it's either whatever official Sega Saturn magazine there was, or EGM.
Yeah.
So it's weird to me that I think the concept of a video game magazine, but also knowing what I know now, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, we could honestly, I think this is a whole separate topic that we could get into, but demo disc are what kept video game magazines alive for a long time, too.
I mean, that
I
makes
had
sense.
more jam packs for my PlayStation 2s than I had actual games.
Yeah, exactly. And just the like that was the reason why I got the official Dreamcast magazine, because every issue came with a demo
with
disc.
a demo disc. Oh, that's cool.
So there's 12 issues and 12 demo discs. So
And this also makes sense because like now we get all of our information
Brian's walking
online.
away again.
I'll be right back.
We get all of our information online, but back in the day, like we didn't have the internet,
Well,
so
that's-
we'd have to get your news from a magazine.
Yeah.
So.
That's part of why I never really read video game magazines, is like I didn't have a video game console that was mine until after we had internet. So like Game Informer was less of a thing that I went to than GameFAQs.com or one of those other like websites that did reviews and announcements and stuff like that. So I think, I think I missed the period in my time where I would have been a game magazine person.
So here's actually a bunch of them, just to like pass them around if you guys want to look at them. But this is the
Break 'em
demo
all.
disc for several demo discs for different issues of the official Dreamcast magazine.
Oh yeah.
And it had so many cool things. My favorite things, it also came with cool updates. Like it came with the web browser 2.0 and 3.0.
I'm looking at that right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they distributed like firmware updates.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And they also would come with free whole games. Like Sega Swirl came with that demo disc of the browser, which was an online game you could play. It was a simple puzzle
Is this
game.
your favorite one?
Oh, the Shenmue one with Jet Set Radio and Echo the Dolphin. It's a pretty good one.
everything
It's a pretty good one.
ever made Brian feel
I'll
feelings.
pass these around.
Yeah, go ahead and take a look. But yeah, the demo disc are definitely one of the reasons why video game magazines kept going.
Yeah. But also, so if you some of the retail ones had some cool extras. So EGM, I think, was one I'm thinking of specifically. When Mario 64 came out, they included in one of their issues a walkthrough to get 120 stars.
That's right.
And it was very well done. It was very detailed. I used that to get all of them.
Before
Wow.
strategy guides existed, that was how you got strategies, was through like Nintendo Power.
Yeah.
Nintendo Power has like started off with a lot of strategy guides to the video games, and that's how you had like tips and tricks. And that's the Konami code even got like heavily, massively reported through the Nintendo Power.
Yeah.
Back when game journalism had ethics.
That's right.
You couldn't wait to say that.
Yeah, it's true. I also just learned that there is a Dreamcast game called Kiss Psycho Circus: The Nightmare Child.
Do you want to play it? I have it.
I kinda
own that
do.
game. It's terrible.
So
It's so not good.
Is that the
It's
the
the-
light gun thing?
No, that's a Kiss game. It plays like a terrible, terrible Duke Nukem.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's and you can choose between different band members from Kiss.
Perfect.
So
I have to.
oh, yeah,
I want to
yeah.
be the kitty.
So this actually did sell me a few games. Like I bought Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver because of that demo disc, and
Well, it was
Which
a
was
great
wonderful.
way back in the day. I actually miss demo discs.
yeah.
Because they're
Thanks,
like
Xbox 360.
yeah. Well, I remember playing Zone of the Enders.
Yeah.
Because the demo disc for it, I think, came with the PlayStation 2.
It came. Zone of the Enders
Came,
came. No, wait a minute. You might be right because the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo came with Zone of the Enders.
yeah, so I remember that like some weird chain where I played a demo of Zone of the Enders, was like, holy shit, this is really cool. Bought Zone of the Enders, got the Metal Gear Solid 2 trailer or demo, and was like, oh, okay, let's just PlayStation forever now.
I mean, there were some really fantastic ways to go about it. Actually, I had a conversation with one of our coworkers. He just bought Viva Pinata on the Xbox 360, and it was like Microsoft's first foray into like gaming for kids.
Yeah.
And they had a Lego Star Wars demo disc and a Sonic the Hedgehog 06 demo disc in it. And I was like, hey, have you opened it up yet? And he was just like, no. So I was like, well, enjoy Sonic the Hedgehog 06 in there when you get there. And he's just like, what?
Follow me.
Because he played they came out later for a regular disc version of Viva Pinata. This one was like some weird puffy plastic thing that held the disc.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And it wasn't like standard DVD shaped at all. They came out with a standard
more
one
like
later.
VHS tape or something.
Yeah, it's more like it was.
Like those big classic plastic cases that your Disney movies came
Yeah, except way weaker.
Oh.
It was pretty
It
terrible.
stands out on the video game shelf.
Definitely. But
It's like a weak shock box.
I wonder how many people in the world have only ever played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 as
The
a
demo.
demo and have never actually played the full game.
I spent a summer doing that.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then I bought the game though because it was just really amazing game. But I'll tell you what was really we're kind of getting away from video game magazines and more demo disc.
That's
I want to go back to one thing. So EGM was the magazine of choice for me. It was actually my friend had the subscription. I went over and would read the magazine after he got done reading it.
Thanks, Joe.
No, it was different. Someone else.
Well, still thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe, for whatever you've done. But there was, at the time, in the late 90s, video game magazines were so popular that there were second versions of video game magazines.
I remember...
Because EGM2 existed. There was Electronic Gaming Monthly and EGM2. And there were two separate, completely different magazines about video games from the same people that came out in the same month.
Why?
I don't know. They just had more stuff to talk about.
So I thought with EGM2, it was more so about like the tips and tricks and strategies.
There was more of that, but there was definitely still like articles that were like would have been fine and not out of place in the regular magazine. It just felt like they just had they could do two magazines on this and had enough material to talk about. And granted, E3 in the 97-98 period had a month's worth of content to talk about.
So it seemed like, just flipping through this magazine, like 85% of it is just reviews.
Yeah.
A lot of reviews, a lot of really interesting video game ads.
Yeah,
So-
lots of cool ads.
I think all of it emerged from. So I just did a quick search to figure out what the first video game magazine was. And it looks like it was one called Play Meter, which was kind of like a periodical for people who owned arcades. So I think, like, I bet a lot of it spun out of that, which is just like, hey, what game should I have in my arcade so that the cool kids drop all their coins?
There's a couple people who got really big in Nintendo by creating their own like little like zines that went around too, and those got really popular. Actually, I believe the creator of like SimCity started out as a zine maker.
Yeah.
So I forget his name.
Well, because
Like Will Wright.
Because
Will Wright,
I feel like for years it was just ads and reviews.
Yeah.
And then there was like that period in the 90s where you had like Rockstar game devs.
Yeah.
And that was like the intent to, or the attempt to try and make game devs into celebrities or like to take like a fashion magazine approach to it.
Yeah, that definitely did happen. I don't know.
Thankfully, that went away.
So we're kind of bringing back a little bit of this at work right now.
Yep.
We just started a newsletter that we are releasing, I guess like quarterly.
Yeah.
It looks like it's 2 months worth.
Yeah, it's going to be quarterly.
And they're just a free little thing that we're putting in with every order. And it's real simple.
And yeah, I think most of the writing is done by our new hire, Jeremy Parrish, who used to be an EOC of US Gamer.
Okay.
So, which was another online magazine.
Should we provide them with a link? Now it feels like we've done this entire episode as an ad.
It does, but no.
Well, that's what you get when you talk about video game magazines.
Yeah.
And we work with video games. Like 2 of us work at a video game company. I'm wearing the shirt. So
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
So keep your eyes open.
Yeah. You'll see it soon.
Or sleep with one eye open.
Clutching your pillow
I
tightly.
don't even know how to follow that up with anything.
Under the sunlight.
Oh, wow. That went a different route.
Can we just all sing? What is that?
No. Bye. Do you want to watch HEETwave before anyone else? Well, there's an easy way to do that. Just back us up on Patreon at patreon.com/halfemptyetank and be the first to watch the episodes. All right, for our last segment today, I want to talk about something that's really special to no one but me and Brittany. We're going to talk about ourselves. So last night...
You are special to yourselves.
Yep. We are Brittany. Jeez. Last night, me and Brittany got engaged. And it's kind of the whole process for this was definitely not normal. I didn't bend the knee. I didn't ask her to marry me or whatnot.
Bend the knee?
Did you huck a ring at the side of her head?
No,
No.
Hey, think fast.
No.
Basically, we had some really serious conversations at the beginning of the year about like, hey, it's been 10 years. Why aren't we married? Yeah. And we worked through those issues. And I was just like, so let's get married. And you were like, yeah.
And then the cats immediately started fighting behind us. We're like, well.
It's like a really serious moment.
Yeah. We both were like almost in happy tears, and then the cats were fighting. We're like, thanks, guys. Thanks for ruining the special
I want to
moment.
be a part of this too. I'm a cat.
And I'll do it the only way I know how. Fucking shit up.
So, Frank, whenever me and Brittany pay attention to me and Brittany,
Yeah.
he's just like, why aren't you paying attention to me?
They both.
But have you seen my face?
Yeah, but look at me. So, and Beans is actually even worse lately. She's just like all up in her shit to get petted. Anyways, when we agreed to that, Brittany was just like, well, I know what ring I want. Here it is. Let me show you. And I was just like, okay.
Well, that's not how it went. I told you the kind of ring I wanted, and then you were like, why don't you just pick it out? And that way I can get you exactly what you want.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I don't think that's unreasonable.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
let's not waste
Because,
money.
like, real talk. What if Bryan was like, I want you to marry me, and here's a ring. And he pulls it out, and it's like a Sonic ring
I wouldn't have done that.
with
Just
like
an onion
a
ring?
rampant. Yeah, it's just an onion ring.
I would have done
Like,
that.
no, I wanted the Tails ring. Damn it.
Because then you're trapped in a moment where somebody did a very heartful thing, and you love him.
Yeah.
But if the ring's bullshit,
and then I have to tell him, like, oh, can we, like, exchange this or do something else with
So
it?
yeah, and that was actually one of my biggest like bits of anxiety.
Well, I feel like rings are so personal, even though, like, technically you know the person pretty well if you're going to get married to them.
I had no idea what the fuck you wanted, though.
I still don't see how, like, traditionally, like, guys buy the ring. I don't see how they do that. I don't see how anybody does
And
that for someone else.
I would have
because,
never
like,
picked out what you got.
Yeah.
can I see it?
Yeah.
So, Brittany, describe the ring a little bit.
So my ring, I didn't want a diamond. I ended up getting a stone called morganite, which is pink. I wanted just like all pink. And apparently it's becoming more and more popular for engagement rings to get morganite.
Yeah.
And then the band is rose gold. Which I always thought I wanted like sterling silver, but I saw rose gold and I was like, oh, I really want that. And I just bought my ring from Etsy. It was this guy in China actually who's like, his story was really like sad, but also kind of funny. He was like, I used to work at a sweatshop and now I have my own business. And I was like, okay, I'm going gonna buy from him, and he was super fast. Like I ordered it, and then he messaged me and was like, "Hey, I'm celebrating the Chinese New Year with my family, so I'll start working on it like in a couple of days." And then he literally shipped it out on a Sunday, and I got it on a Wednesday.
Wow!
Like from China, and it came with like a certificate of authenticity and. My ring budget was way lower than what Bryan was willing to spend on a ring. Yeah. And I was like, that's way too much. I want to spend not that much. Yeah. So
I was expecting to spend like $1,500 or $2,000 on a ring. Yeah. It was nowhere near that.
Yeah. Nice. Which is a delightful surprise.
Yes. Yeah. It was like, see, I had to fight her because he was just like, the silver ring was like half the price. Yeah. And she was like, I want the rose gold though. And I was like, yeah, fine. Get it. Get the rose gold. Yeah, like the ring you want is nothing compared to what I was expecting to pay.
He had to talk me into getting the one I wanted because it was like a couple $100 more than the sterling silver one. And I was like, well, I'll get the sterling silver. He's like, no, just get the one you want. Like, it's fine.
Well, because I imagine for Bryan, a part of it is like, this is a time where I'm showing how much I love you monetarily.
Yeah.
So how much do I love Brittany out of the money that we have right now?
So yeah, like and that was one of the funny things. You are the two people that knew about this before we did our announcement the other day. We told you guys the last recording session. Yeah. And we knew we were getting married. But so we got set up. And I just knew, hey, I told you, hey, this is why I couldn't go on a trip because we decided to buy a ring. And there was just a lot of little other details. And this past weekend was super planned. Yeah. What we ended up doing, like the first thing we did yesterday is Brittany wanted to have a really good ring picture. Yeah. So we went and got her nails done. And we both got pedicures.
We got our feet done too.
And it was a lot of fun. Yeah. And that we just had a really lazy day after that. Yeah. And then after that, we went out to eat and just posted some social media pictures. Yeah. And it's been Serotonin City ever since.
So what was... so you got the ring last Wednesday. Is that correct?
Or no.
No. It's like
it was
a week
like
and a half
maybe
ago.
like a week and a half ago. Yeah.
So you're just sitting on the ring.
Yeah.
She's been swearing it every night,
and I would put it on and be like, "I can't wait to wear this all the time." And then because it's
were you strategizing how you would release the information?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
were you explicitly waiting for the leap year?
No, we weren't actually. That
was a mistake.
Kind of what we were waiting for was to get paid so that we could go out to a nice dinner. And
that's reasonable.
We get paid on the 25th, so this was the weekend after the 25th.
Yeah.
So
no, that's good.
And we got a really great dinner. We went to
Brewery Bravana.
Went to
Thank you.
But we got Peking duck.
Yeah,
which
Peking
is really
duck.
Good. Peking duck.
Bok.
And we got soup dumplings too.
Yeah.
And it was
really good.
So good. Like we were like, oh, this might not be enough food because the last time we got it, we shared it with 4 people. Yeah. This time we shared it between 2 people, and it was enough food. And then after that, at that point, we had already like just put it on the internet. So me and Brittany are just like eating and looking at our like social medias
just
and
like
whatnot.
Giving nucks.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, there's a ring now.
Yeah.
So it's weird because it's like we've been together for 10 years. It'll be 11 years in April.
Yep.
So it's like a mixture of like people are going to be excited because they're like, finally, you guys are getting married.
There's a few of those.
The other half are going to be people who are like, whatever, they've already been together.
My favorite was our friend Reese replied. He was like, I'm going to be honest. I thought you guys were already married. It's like I thought that we were past this point.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I was like, that's fair.
No, because I wouldn't have put it past y'all to get like courtroom married for insurance or something.
I think we're actually going to do that.
Yeah.
Like our plan is to like have the party like later on.
Yeah.
Our projected like wedding is sorry to scratch my eye.
No, projected was what I was making fun of.
Shut up.
She's got spreadsheets.
Yeah,
she does.
Got spreadsheets. Don't worry about it. We're gonna probably get married in fall of 2021. That'll give us plenty of time to budget and like pay for the big party we want.
Yeah.
We're essentially using our years of Mega Marathon training to throw this big wedding party.
Yeah, we are actually. We're legitimately
Finally,
using a
all
lot of
that
the same
training
skills.
is coming to use.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really good way to do it. Also, if you want to do a courtroom marriage, I work downtown, a short walk from...
Yeah.
That's right. You went to fucking that person's marriage.
Yeah.
I believe I'm not allowed. I can't say his name right now because I forgot it.
No.
But
But so far, we haven't really made a whole lot of wedding plans. But however, last night I did put Bryan in charge of the wedding cake.
That's
so,
right. I hope you like buttercream.
Whatever.
Pro tip, don't
Buttercream's
call
so
it
good.
a wedding cake.
Uh-huh.
Just like pretend like you're having a family reunion.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
it's cheaper.
Way cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. We want a 3-tiered family reunion cake.
Yeah. And then just get Hutch to ice on the top of it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
We'll just put like a couple of like
I'll guess.
Animal Crossing characters on top, and that'll be it.
Oh, I was going to get a Sonic and an Amy Rose,
Oh,
but
boy.
Animal Crossing is clearly the route I should be going here.
But Amy Rose is eating Sonic.
Ooh.
What's happening?
This is getting weird,
Someone's
y'all.
weird fan
okay,
fiction.
you guys are not involved with the wedding cake. I'm just going to lay it down.
You know what? I trust you, so whatever shows up, that's what we got.
We'll get some bullshit.
I will say our plan is to just like we're gonna move out of here and we're gonna get a big house with a backyard.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do
that's
it
what
in
we're
our
wanting
backyard
to do. Yeah, that's what we're wanting to do.
and have a big ass party.
My parents got married for $100
Yep.
in their backyard.
Yeah,
and
that's kind of what we're planning on doing.
yeah.
We're going to big tent, and we're just gonna like I think we're gonna have
Fuck yeah.
Mexican food. We're gonna get a Mexican family. And we're going to pay them to make like a big ass party,
Cater for us.
Awesome.
Yep.
So
And we're gonna have. So I want most of our budget to go to booze.
Yeah.
I just want to give like free booze. I just want to have a really good time. And get
we're
drunk,
just
so.
wanting to make a party,
Yeah.
and we're gonna look pretty, and that's it.
Yep.
And the clothes come off.
Yep.
Can't wait for
Naked
that.
wedding.
Shit's getting wild at the Hutch playing party.
Shed your body hiders and join in union. Nobody is allowed to look away now. You must watch. This is love.
Well.
Kind of went weird Jacques Cousteau a little bit.
That's gonna make the hay belts really itchy.
Yeah.
Can we just record you on a cassette tape and then play it in a boombox?
Absolutely.
And everyone
Okay.
sits down.
So
People are like, are we at a wedding or like a cult gathering?
I am going through the legal paperwork to officiate a wedding in Virginia. So
Who's okay? Can you tell me whose wedding you are officiating?
it's a friend of mine,
Okay.
my buddy Jeff.
Okay. I'm excited.
So there's a I'm in this like weird pressure phase where I'm like, okay, how much shit talk can I throw into this? Because I want a lot, but
Here's the thing.
don't want to fuck up this guy's wedding.
So here's what you do.
Yeah.
Allude to almost shit talking multiple times,
yeah.
but never actually do it. Like just kind of like build up to it and then say
And then
something
pull back.
wholesome.
Yeah.
And that will really fuck
Yeah.
with people.
So I do have a friend who's officiated a bunch of weddings, and he's given me a lot of notes on that.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I have never done it, so don't listen to me.
Well, I'm excited because our wedding will probably be a giant shit post
Yeah.
because I have minimum family that will be coming because
Yeah.
I just don't have a large family.
Yeah.
And I think...
And Brian's family likes to party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brian's
the
family
few
likes to
people
party,
that
so.
are coming for my side of family will be like either they know me.
So it's nothing. It's nothing that we have to be like, okay, we can't say this around Aunt so and so.
Yeah.
Oh well, Aunt so and so can leave early if she don't like it.
yeah.
Sucks to suck, nerds.
Suck, nerd.
And like I just like our goal right here is like we're not going to hire our friends to do anything. We want our friends to be our friends and
Yeah, because
whatnot.
we do have a lot of friends who have a lot of skills, and
Yeah.
we could potentially be like, "Yo, friend, do this thing for me."
There's
But
a couple
I don't
band people
want
I've
to.
thought about hiring, but
I don't want to though. I just want all of our friends to just come and enjoy themselves.
And what you can say to those band people
Mhm.
is, come hang out. We're gonna have a playlist. If you want to,
yeah,
feel free to play.
yeah,
But
yeah.
we're not asking you to be our band.
Yeah.
And I think that's good and reasonable.
Look, if you want to party and you want to party with your saxophone, that's great.
Yeah. Because there might be people who...
We have a lot of creative friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, who are just like, a good time for me is to play my instrument or
Yeah.
whatever. So.
And I imagine Cody will want to make a playlist or something.
I'm sure. Well, that's actually something that we're talking about doing with the RSVP is getting everyone to do a song suggestion.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and then
yeah.
building a playlist based on
Yeah.
song suggestions.
So, because we know everyone's got that song that has to play, and we're like, well, let's just get them all.
Oh, fuck it, I'll just play it. I don't care what it is. Even if it's like that Hank Hill, like, I don't...
Turn
just
down
wanna-
for what?
No, just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog. Whatever.
So I
Return
did
of the
legit
Mac,
play
which I
that
will not be
At
suggesting.
a friend's
Oh.
wedding.
That's a good way to end the night. So like you do good food, boozy dance thing, and then we also just get a big ass projector and end the
Just
night just
memes.
with memes.
I like it. I like
Or
it.
anime hell. Like that is
Oh, yeah.
on brand for both of you.
I'm kind of into that.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
kind of
Okay.
into
starting
that.
to build that right now, actually.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so yeah, that's kind of
That's-
where we're headed.
Yeah.
Now I'm super excited for this
It's
wedding.
going to be a fun
'cause
time.
it's
We're getting
gonna
drunk
get
and we're
buck
going to
wild.
Yeah. So the only thing I'm having trouble with right now is I'm trying to find a house with a big enough backyard in the middle of nowhere that we won't bother anyone that still has the internet.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Like
the internet. You personally need the internet.
yeah.
My only rule is that we're not allowed to stream the wedding.
Yes.
I don't want to do that.
I've seen one streamer couple do that, and they're not in the best of terms anymore.
We're not doing that. I'm sorry, Skipper. You have to show up.
Yeah, sorry.
We'll fly Skipper and his mom out for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, honestly. She congratulated us.
Yeah.
All right, party with Skipper's mom.
I
I
bet
don't mean
that-
anything weird by that.
No,
I just
that-
mean
she's
like
funny.
she's the coolest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she did pay $50 for you to drink box wine and talk about Sonic fan fiction. So she's okay in my book.
Thanks, Skipper's mom.
Thanks, Skipper's mom.
Thanks, Skipper's mom.
Thank you, Skipper's mom.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
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 No,
This joke is
seriously-
never gonna get
But
old.
seriously, congratulations.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks.
We both love you. I'm speaking for Hutch.
Yes.
Hutch, you can disagree. Y'all are great. I thought you might have gotten secret married already, but I'm glad that you're deciding to do this. And
Yeah.
We got secret engaged.
Yeah. We got
And finally
Unfortunately,
put out the press
I
release.
did look it up. Common law marriage is not a thing that North Carolina,
yeah,
like,
Yeah, so we're not
I
automatically
forget the
married.
word. They don't have it.
yeah.
So, yep, we gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Gotta get a hay bale. Gotta get a pastor.
Got to get two goats to fight.
Yeah.
I've been to this wedding so far.
Gonna have some shotguns later.
There were shotguns and there were washer, dryers, and refrigerators that they had that were broken, but they hooked up to electricity and we shot them with shotguns until they exploded. That was the reception.
Oh.
Can we have that at your wedding?
I will
I don't know
admit
about that one.
that was legit fun. That was a wild.
I don't want to be stealing someone else's idea. We're gonna come up
It
with
needs
our
to
own
be a
stuff.
personal experience.
Yeah. So who are we going to put into a balloon to kill and put up in space? I want them.
What?
What?
We got to get like one of those like space balloons. Tie someone to that so that we can
You making
sacrifice
a
them.
balloon boy joke or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I'm trying
He's
to.
making a
What is
balloon
that?
murder joke,
Yes,
which
I
is not
was.
a type of murder that I'm familiar with.
It's it's time to start something
Balloon
new.
murder.
It's new traditions.
I'm starting a new tradition. It's called balloon murder.
The sacrificial balloon.
Fall balloon murder.
Every wedding from generations on out have to consist of a balloon murder.
It's like the Wicker Man, but it's just balloons.
Yeah.
Not the balloons!
Whoever catches it gets to die.
Great. Well, I can't wait.
See you on the next episode of HEETwave.
Bye-bye.
Bye. We're sorry.